Stender thoughts. We've been dealing with the military action in Gaza. And we've been dealing with the moral questions. The question I want to deal with briefly today is, what's the connection of Jews who live in the diaspora to what's happening here? This is something that actually, when I think of these questions, I always ask, what would our sages say? And today, not asking what the Rambam would say, what Maimonides would say, what would his close contemporary, Nachmanides, the Ramban, what would he say? Well, what he would say would be based upon this famous story that we have in Numbers and Midbar, when the tribe of Reuven, the tribe of Gad, had some time before they crossed the Jordan. And they had a period of time being on that other side of the Jordan, and they liked the life there. And they turned to Moshe and they said, Moses, we would prefer to stay where we are and not go with our brothers across the Jordan. And Moses just asked one question. Ha'achechem yava'u la'milchama v'atem teshvu po? Are you telling me that your brothers are going to go to war and you're going to remain here? And the response of these two tribes were immediate. Lo noshuv el beitenu ad hitnachel b'nei Yisrael ish nachlato. We may stay on the other side of the Jordan, but we won't go back into our homes. We will travel over the Jordan, and we won't go back into our homes until our brothers are able to live peacefully in their own home. This seems to be a direct story. This seems to be a direct situation, a direct parallel to what we have right now. Not everyone is fortunate to be able to live in the land of Israel. And for many reasons, historically, biographically, many of you live elsewhere. But how is it possible for you not to join us in one form or another in terms of our quest to seek and to have a peaceful life here? That we could create a peaceful home for Jews and for all those who join us who are not Jewish here in the land of Israel. A home that maybe you will join one day, and a home in which perhaps your children or grandchildren, a home that will be there for you. The Ramban, Nachmanides, who himself was a great philosopher, great doctor, great jurist, and outstanding commentary on the Bible, wanted to know what was in Moshe's mind when he asked, your brothers are going to war and you're just going to sit here? What was behind it? And Nachmanides says that Chashad, that Moshe was fearful or suspected them, Ki yomru kein mefachei me'anshei Eretz Canaan, that they said so because they were afraid, that there's some deep-seated fear. And fear is the worst thing. Fear is the worst virus. And if they were afraid, this is something which, in a sense, gives up their portion in the land. The fact that they could not live in the land of Israel right now did not mean they did not have a portion of the land. They kept their portion of the land. But if they would be fearful of coming over because they did not come over because of this fear, then they would have been giving up their land. Too much toil, too much trouble, too much danger. This is something which is unacceptable for someone who stakes a claim in the land of Israel, and all Jews have a place in the land of Israel. So right now, in terms of this action, what you can do, you can write your local newspapers. You can protest against those who inaccurately report what Israel is doing. You can find ways of sending resources here. You can include us in your prayers. You can include us in your thoughts. That way, and in many cases, you will include us by coming here yourself, or your children will be here. In that way, this Stender thought concludes today. You will be here and part of the inheritance of making a safe Israel for the Jewish people and for all of its inhabitants. Thank you.